We're Ray and Candace.
From Need More Designs in Portland, Oregon.
We like good design and great stories.
We also love coffee and discovering new and amazing coffee roasters.
Did you know that over 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed in the world every day?
And there are thousands of small and large roasters out there roasting phenomenal coffee.
Join us as we discover new coffee, one bag, one episode at a time.
This is Unpacking Coffee.
This week, we're talking about...
Starter coffee out of Kentucky.
Right.
Now, this is an interesting coffee brand because it is the love child between Braxton Brewing and what do you have there?
Carabello Coffee.
So it's like if these two...
Braxton Brewing and Carabello Coffee get together and magic happens in the form of starter.
Here. Carabello.
Carabello of Newport, Kentucky was started by Justin Carabello and his wife, Emily. Their story is kind of amazing. They basically started this company to help orphans in Nicaragua, right?
Yeah, the long and the short of it is my wife and I were teachers, and we wanted to help these orphan kids in Nicaragua more. We didn't really know how to do that, and we got this crazy idea, well, what if we could start a philanthropic coffee roasting company? And I was a home roaster with a popcorn popper, and we bought a 1 pound Baymore 1600, took $300, bought some coffee, sent an email to all of our friends, and 6 years ago, just said, hey, anybody want some coffee, let us know. Yeah, I'm Justin Carabello. I'm the owner of Carabello Coffee in Newport, Kentucky.
I'm Jonathan Gandalf. I'm the head of marketing at Braxton Brewing Company in Covington, Kentucky.
They're not the only ones who started in a garage. Their friends and neighbors at Braxton Brewing also started in a garage. They're not in garages anymore.
Pretty impressive. Braxton Brewing was started by Evan Rouse in his parents' garage on Braxton Drive. He started brewing beer when he was 16 years old. That's illegal.
Is that where the name came from? I thought it was named after Tony Braxton.
Of them to send us.
And it's good.
I see
it's really good.
somebody else has had some.
I had a little bit. I had most of it.
You
Yeah,
had
on
most
Friday.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the name Starter comes from this idea of entrepreneurship. Everything Braxton does is built on this idea of being born in a garage. It's where our head brewer literally started home brewing, and we view the garage as this hub of American innovation, both literally and metaphorically, whether it's where you're creating and building and tinkering literal mechanics or cars or whatever you're working on in your garage, but also this place where so many software, tech, startup companies actually start. We view this product as a starter for those people to get them to fuel their next big idea.
And so this is the second time that they've worked together to bring a bean to the world that has some
Tequila barrel aged.
Yeah.
Starter coffee.
So for this project, when we decided we're going to do tequila, we thought, well, let's see if we can find something coming out of Mexico that would work well, because you rarely get the opportunity to pair a distilled product with a bean from the country of origin, right? So that was kind of the way we thought. So we called up Cafe Imports, which is one of the importers we use, and we had them send 6 different varietals of Mexican coffees, and we got all the brewers together, got our roasting team together, and cupped those coffees blind first, made all of our notes, talked about them, what we liked, what we didn't like. Then we brewed them all with a clever coffee dripper and took the tequila that the barrels, that was aged in the barrels, and began to taste side by side, incorporate a little bit with a little dropper, like go through that process of, okay, is one of these standing out more than the other? And we wanted to have a nice origin, character still on the coffee. We didn't want it to be so eclipsed by tequila that we weren't actually tasting the coffee itself. So one of the challenges we faced as we actually aged that coffee was, since the varietal is so large, we knew that it's going to be difficult to get a good heat penetration into the center of that bean over the course of the roast so that we get a nice roast on that, while at the same time making sure that we don't burn the coffee because it picked up so much moisture. And that moisture, as it's coming to the surface and being driven out, can can kind of cause issues. And we ended up with a much slower roast with adding heat like more gently than we normally would. But by doing so, we were able to get a good, solid, like even penetration of heat all the way to the center, and get a really nice, what I would call like a genuine medium roast on that coffee, real mahogany in color. But by doing that, we were able to, keep and preserve some of that origin character and tone down the acidity a little bit. And that made room for the tequila then to kind of come through in the end. And where you really taste it, you get a lot of it in the aroma, but where you really taste it is in the finish in the end.
I feel like it's
Yeah,
like
just don't point it at
really. This is gonna
my
be
eyes
amazing.
or. Whoa! Damn! Jumping beans.
Yes, that's amazing. This is Braxton's 1-year anniversary. What did we do for our 1-year anniversary?
Nothing
they made
this cool.
This
I know.
is amazing. Now they're stockpiling bourbon barrels,
Uh-huh.
and so I have a feeling that their next collaboration might be a little bourbon something. But of course they're in Kentucky, so I think that they have access to some bourbon.
Carabello Coffee, Braxton Brewing, Starter Coffee. Thumbs up, y'all. It's my Kentucky shout out. And now, the Almond Brothers will play you out.
But